education. And the United Nations has proposed the theme of intergenerational solidarity.
Okay, sister, Lakshmi, can you just rephrase just start it because we are now on Zoom, on live Zoom on YouTube. Okay.
Ede is here. Ede will like to proceed with the intro, or we just continue with the topic?
I'm very, very sorry for the delay. Should I proceed? Should I proceed?
Yes, sure, you can proceed.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and hope you all can hear me clearly. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good morning from Nigeria.
Good morning.
Distinguished Africans. Today is a wonderful day all over the world. And what we are here to do is to join other youths around the world to mark 2022 International Youth Day. And it's a thing of joy that AYDC, African Youth Development Council, in partnership with other noble youth organizations, have decided to have a Zoom conference to mark this year, 2022 International Youth Day. Like you all, I know you are seeing me. This is the Secretariat of African Youth Development Council here in Nigeria. I'm by name Honorable Elijah Ede. By special grace of God, I'm a political scientist. I'm a counselor, and I'm an educationist. I work with Enugu State House of Assembly in Nigeria. I'm an author, and I specialize in campaigning against suicide, drug abuse, and other social vices. Okay. Maybe as we proceed, there will be a time where I will show one of my books, which was written last year during one of the conferences I participated in. Okay, so today the African youth is joining other youths across the world to echo our voice and to reaffirm our stand that the youth are very, very important. The youth are part of the society, and the youth should not be neglected because we have what it takes, okay, to make a difference. And that difference we can make by forming a healthy cooperation among ourselves. Like you all know, there's a proverb here in, I believe it's an African proverb per se, that a tree does not make a forest. Okay, so here I sincerely believe that a tree cannot make a forest, and that is why all of us are here, because as a youth, my organization cannot work alone. Okay? A little introduction of AYDC. African Youth Development Council, in short form AYDC, is the conglomeration of different youth bodies in 54 African countries, different youth bodies across Africa. Okay, so we register different youth bodies that are interested in, causing a positive changes in their country, in their locality, and wherever the youth bodies are situated. So it's not a political movement. It's not a religious movement. The platform is created to bring youth all over the world. That is African youth all over the world together. I want to bring them together because the fact is that we will achieve more when we are together. So the goal of African Youth Development Council is basically to provide human capital development for African youth. So we are focusing on the education, that is ensuring that every youth, have access to tertiary education. Okay, and then we are also interested in skill acquisition, that is non-vocational, non-formal education. Okay, we know that not everybody will have access to formal education. We are also interested in sponsoring different youths who are Africans to learn skills that can enable them to change their levels, skills that will qualify them to move from less productive citizens to more productive citizens. So it's something that AYDC have started basically in Enugu State, Nigeria. And then through the cooperation we have, we're extending it to other African countries. Okay, I mentioned a focus on education, that is supporting youth, taking them out of streets to enable them have access to tertiary education, and then supporting youth to have skills that will change their life, skills that will bring out the best in them. And then we're also interested in the Agenda 2063 of African Union, the ECOWAS agenda, the United Nations agenda. So there we have a lot. Seriously, we have so much on our table to work on, because African Union has a beautiful agenda. They want to achieve African where the political, the economic, the social, and other necessary aspects of Africans are well taken care of. Well, actually, the African Union cannot achieve that without the youth. Okay, so every government knows the importance of youth. And that is why, as the President of African Youth Development Council, I have always ensured that I go into collaboration, partnership, and all forms of healthy relationship to bring out the positive difference we want to see in our society. So far, AYDC have engaged in numerous projects. Basically, like I said, here in Nigeria, then as we proceed, we'll be able to, spread this project to other countries, because any single project costs money, okay, and it requires proper planning, okay. So I want to appeal to all of you to see need to support the African Youth Development Council. We'll have our foreign secretariat at Egypt, okay? So we have our website, and any other information you want to have about the organization, of course, we'll provide it for you. I want to thank Enugu State government. We have official certificates of our organization, and I want to thank leaders from Mauritius, Nigerian Youth Council, and many other leaders here, Nigerian comrades. There are many leaders here that if I have to start mentioning your name, I will default, because I may not be able to mention everybody. But I want to say that today is a remarkable day in the history of African youth, especially AYDC. Since God have permitted us to have this first Zoom conference, it shows that our desire to bring positive change to Africa will be realized, because the cooperation we receive to make this conference a reality shows that African youth still have hope. There is future for African youth. There is serious future for African youth, okay? So I want to call on you to continue your good work, and by God's grace, we will achieve a greater Africa. Thank you all, and I encourage you to remain calm as we continue in this deliberation. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
President of AYDC. Now we will go forward with the topic of holistic education. I will just share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. We can see it.
Yes, we can. We can.
As an introduction, I'm Lakshmi Gu from Mauritius. I'm an IT analyst, software developer, IT consultant, and trainer for the past 15 years. So today we will talk about the topic holistic education. But before this, let's talk about the theme of the day, which is intergenerational solidarity through holistic education. When we talk about intergenerational solidarity, so we are talking about different generations. And the theme this year is unique. It doesn't talk only about the youth. It talks about creating a world for all ages, which means we have the older generation, the youth, and the younger generation coexisting. So basically, we can say no one can live alone. Even the youth needs elders. The youth need younger ones also. We all know the youth is the age where someone has the maximum energy, maximum potential in terms of physical, in terms of educational, in terms of intellectual. So the youth age is the period where someone enjoys the maximum amount of energy and strength to do something. So this strength should be guided also. And who will guide this strength? We can say the elder generation who know what is good, what is not good, what should be done. They have the previous experience. They are the best people to guide the youth on the way that should be put forward. And of course, we have the younger generation, which are the children. We need the love, affection, and surrounding of the children also. So this unique theme is about creating a world of all ages. So there is this inclusion. We're not just alone. And when we are talking about intergeneration, it is very important to understand that each generation has their own mindset, has their own way of doing things. And what we need to have is we need to have the acceptance of all, acceptance that we are different. We have been experiencing different things at different times. That's why there is this concept of generational gap also. And due to the generational gap, there can be several issues, several clashes between different generations. And through this theme, intergenerational solidarity, this teaches us, this makes us learn that we need to accept the different generation. The older one need to accept the younger one, which is the youth, and vice versa. Now we move on to holistic education. When we talk about education, what comes to our mind is mostly academic education. We go to school, we learn things from the books, we learn from our teachers, we pass our exams, and that's it. But holistic education is something different. When we talk about holistic education, we do not only focus on making students pass in the test, in the assessment, in the exams, but we focus on the development of a person in a whole. When we tell whole, what does this mean? It is, of course, the academic education, but self-management, improved relational skills, decision-making, logical, analytical skills, how to take responsibilities. We also talk about the social well-being, good manners, conflict resolution. So many things we talk when we talk about holistic education. So, what is holistic education? It is something that takes care and consider the whole well-being and development of an individual. Can be of the academic part, the social part, the ethics part, and very importantly, values. Now, when we're talking about values, what we really talk about? Values, there are so many things in values. It can be politeness, the way we talk to someone, sweetness, respect, being honest, being faithful, art of speaking, art of responding to each other. So many things about values. Because what happens, even if someone can gain academic success, that doesn't mean the person is happy. Or other people are happy with the person. So through holistic education, we make sure that the person is happy with himself first. Then he is happy with his family, his surroundings. And in turn, his surroundings also are happy with him. In this way, this makes the person at ease and love to live the life he's living. So there are so many things about holistic education. It can be emotional development, cognitive development. Cognitive means the thinking skills, reasoning, logical and analytical reasonings. Can be the physical development, such as sports, balanced diet, healthy growth. It is the social development, for example, appropriate behavior in society, respect each other, inculcation of values, so many things. Now, a student, a youth, or any person, when he's connected to the world, he's connected to the society, the environment also. He should be able to respect the environment. Do not pollute the environment. Respect each other. Care for each other. And then for himself also. When we say care for myself, I should be able to say no to all negative vices. For example, say no to bad influence, say no to illicit consumptions. So, a holistic education allows me to live a healthy life and also in a healthy society. Then, one more thing is that we should care for each other. For example, parents should teach their children to respect and care for others. Care for people who are different from us. Recognize and appreciate the people around us, even if they are similar to us or different from us. Then teachers should give equal opportunities to each and everyone, understand student capabilities, and we should take into consideration the safety and security of each of one. Then, when we talk about holistic education, we doesn't talk about education like sitting in a classroom or listening to a lecture. It is more like sharing and experimenting. For example, when doing some outdoor education, outdoor program, learn about our surrounding, engage in community activities such as cleaning the beach, for example, cleaning a forest, cleaning a park, doing some arts. It can be visual arts, music, dance. It can be through engaging with others. And most importantly, whatever we are doing, we should practice self-discipline. We should practice self-discipline and also our set of values, which can be politeness, sweetness, acceptance, caring, honesty, can be cooperation, so many things. So it is all about experimentation, practice, and living what we are learning. It's not about learning and going to pass an exams. No, this is about you practice it and you become a good person. And what are the benefits of practicing this holistic education? Definitely, after you lead a life where there is discipline, where there is a set of values, so automatically you improve your academic achievement. You enhance the mental, emotional, and social well-being. There's an increase in problem-solving capabilities and reduce impact of inequalities. So Now I would like to end this presentation here. I hope you have a glimpse of what is holistic education, and I'm sure you will like to know it better, to practice it in your daily life. Thank you very much. I will end my presentation here. Then we will proceed to our next speaker. I will introduce our next speaker. Our next speaker is Dr. Roshan Anwar from Mauritius. He is a senior lecturer and acting Dean of Faculty of Engineering at the University of Mauritius. He has been in academia for the past 20 years. He's a holder of PhD in textile technology. His research interest is sustainable fibrous material and sustainable product design. And he is currently the head of the Department of Applied Sustainability and Enterprise Development at University of Mauritius. So we welcome Dr. Roshan Anwar for his next presentation.
Okay, thank you, Lakshi, and good afternoon, everyone. Well, maybe good morning in some places, I don't know. And first of all, thanks and congratulations to the organizers of this program. I think it is a very commendable and laudable initiative because, you know, in many parts of the world, I think like the youth is a rare commodity.
Dr. Roshan, I think we are losing you somewhere. I don't know. Maybe you should just pick up a few lines before.
Yeah, I think I lost connection, and now it's okay. You can hear.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, very good, very good. Okay, so I was just reflecting on the fact that many parts of the world, including Mauritius, we are suffering from aging population. We have more elderly, more and more elderly people than young people. So the youth is becoming more and more like gold, you know, gold, a rare commodity. And when something is scarce, its value increases even. So this is why this initiative is very commendable. You know, it's valuing the youth. And I don't know, is it possible to know who are the participants? I can't see on my screen. Everyone can see.
Participants are mostly youth leaders and youths.
And from which countries? Understand?
Nigeria. Lots from Nigeria.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I will ask everyone to put the countries in the chat where they come from. Just write in the chat so we can have an idea.
See, yeah.
And maybe you can put on your...
By knowing each other in this way, we get connected to each other, which is very nice. We immediately experience that friendship. All right, very good, very good. So Very nice to be connected to all of you, to be connected to the youth of Africa. Makes me already feel younger. And so I will be sharing with you on soft skills, mostly based on my experience as an academic, having worked with youth at the university level for the past 20 years, but also I've got some links with industry. Before joining academia, I was also working in a textile company as a manager. And for many years, I've been connecting graduates and guiding graduates to find jobs in the industry after their studies. So it will be mostly based on that. But before that, I would like to mention a few things about the main theme, which I understand is intergenerational solidarity. I find that really interesting. It reminds me of a workshop which I attended a few years ago in China. And there was a Chinese lady, a professional, I think she's marketing manager of Coca-Cola company, something like that. She's based in the US. And she mentioned something very pertinent, that one of the major obstacles that she's facing at the moment in marketing products, in developing marketing strategies, is this, that is intergenerational gaps. The inability to understand the new generation. And she gave a very good example, which I still remember. You know, at that time, I think it was in 2016 or 2017, you know, Snapchat was just becoming popular, not yet, at least here in Mauritius, but it was already becoming quite popular in the US. And she mentioned that she found it hard to understand what's the need really of Snapchat, you see. And well, when I came back then a few weeks later, and my daughter, who is now 19, she was about 16 at that time, and I asked her whether she knew about Snapchat, and she told me yes, and how important it is for her. It is very important and very useful to her, right? So this tells a lot about this inability to really understand each other in terms of intergenerations. And that lack of understanding immediately puts a barrier, I think, in intergenerational communication, which I believe is extremely important for transmission of values in one direction, from past generations to new generation, but in the other direction as well, transmission of, I would say, dynamism, of youthful energy from the new generation, of fresh blood, we can say, from new generation to older generations. So we will see how can we therefore really create intergenerational solidarity. I think it is very important to identify these barriers and overcome them. only then can generations connect really with each other. I think understanding is extremely important there. Very often I know that people of my generation, my colleagues, for example, while we work with students, there is the general tendency to easily put off the younger generation, having a little bit of a blaming attitude, without really, like being too techno, and not enough focused on what they should be doing, but without really doing the effort of understanding the need of that group of people. So that's why I find this very, very interesting, the topic that you have put up, intergenerational solidarity. I think this is something that requires a lot of attention. Well, coming to soft skills now. What soft skills do the youth need? Do we need? Not only youth, but do we all need to be able to succeed in different walks of life, whether it's in studies or at work or at home even. I would say even before the soft skills, especially when it comes to studies and joining the workplace afterwards. I think before even the soft skills, we must make sure that we have what I would call the bold, B-O-L-D, bold skills, which are to a large extent technical skills. We must ensure that. And so we shouldn't miss on it. That is, suppose that it is my endeavor to be a computer scientist or a textile engineer, well, an administrative personnel or a medical practitioner. It is always important to make sure that I do my best to be the best I can technically in the field that I'm going to serve. Why is this important? Because this will give me the confidence I need. One, confidence, very, very important in all walks of life. And second, this will enable me to look for the passion that I need to enjoy what I will be doing. This is ideal. I think that if I enjoy what I'm doing, there's no way I can fail in that. I will always perform to my optimum. Enjoyment will come only when I am confident. That is, when I have acquired the technical skills and when I develop the passion for that which I'll be doing. Even the sense of duty, which is also very important, comes out of that. And well, to develop that confidence, I need to pay attention to the development of technical skills And there, how to ensure that I acquire the technical skills? Well, it is a simple matter. It is a simple matter. What I need is a learning attitude. I must search for that. I must tune my attitude to that of a learner. And it is a very pleasant thing to be a learner. I know the youth, most of you would be students, and it is said that student life is the best life. And yeah, that's true, that's true. If we can be a student throughout our life, well, our life will be best of all. And I think that's the foundation of it, the attitude of being a learner. I would add to that a thirsty learner, right? To look for that thirst for knowledge, thirst for knowing. Yeah? And that really enables me to acquire technical skills and hence the self-confidence, and can generate, of course, eventually the passion that I need to enjoy whatever I'll be doing. It reminds me of another thing. Recently, I had taken students to a factory visit, and we were received there by a very experienced quality assurance manager of that company. So she made a very enriching presentation. She's a lady who has been working in that company for more than 30 years as quality assurance officer and later as manager. So huge experience, lots of wisdom. She's about to retire in a few years' time. So at the end of her presentation, I asked her, well, what type of profile does she look for before employing someone? If she were to employ one of those students, what would she hope for, look for in them? So she mentioned something which we all know about. That is a positive attitude. But then I asked her, what characterizes for you a positive attitude? So she said something very wise, very meaningful. So she would want to employ someone who is willing to do a little bit more than what is required from that person. And this tells a lot. Being ready, that readiness to do a little bit more than what is required of you. So lots of things come in there. And I think to have such an attitude, again, this comes from, this will be possible. You know, you can do it once, twice, but making it your nature, that's a different thing. Having that nature of readiness, of willingness, it does require really that you enjoy what you're doing, that you have developed that passion for it. I think then you can meet that requirement. So also, I've attended another workshop. It was here itself, which was conducted by someone from, how do we call that? Chambre des métiers. I don't know the translation of it. Chambre des métiers from France. It is it's quite popular in France and Germany. They are those who formally ensure that skills are instilled in workers. Yeah. So he mentioned about the need for soft skills more and more in Europe. And one value that was mentioned there, that he mentioned, is the ability to cooperate. Ability to cooperate in a team. You know, sometimes some people, and I've experienced that also very much, some people can have very good technical skills, but they cannot work in teams. And if I have very good technical skills, but I'm not able to work in a team, then there's not much really I can contribute to the organization in which I'll be working, right? Or my contribution will be very limited. Okay, I understand that time has run fast. It was a pleasure sharing these few things with you, these few thoughts. Unfortunately, I won't be able to attend the whole session. So I wish you good moments ahead and all the best in whatever you're going to undertake in the future. Right? So, goodbye.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anwar, for these jewels of sharings that you gave us. Now we will proceed to our next speaker. Our next speaker is Mr. Mohan Ajuda. He is a certified instructional designer and chemistry teacher with more than 23 years of experience. He has attended a number of international educational conferences and authored academic papers on robotics. He is also a registered mental first aid practitioner and is dedicated to help students and young adults in their careers. He also believes that a healthy mind is a key to successful student life and does not miss any opportunity to share relaxation tips with learners. So, welcome, Mr. Mohan Ajuda. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Lakshi. Good morning for some of you who are on this side of Africa, and good afternoon to others. So I'm Mohan Ajuda, as just Lakshi said, and actually I've worked with student secondary school teacher, and also it's a instructional designer, like how to create online courses, right? And also work with young students on robotics. I remember, first of all, when I got that invitation about from the organization of Nigeria, and that reminded me of an experience that I had a decade ago, where I met actually some friends from Nigeria, teachers from Nigeria, during a conference. And the first thing that came to my mind is, I still remember the school's name. It was Guarimpa, I think. And I can recall that at that time, the number of students in the classes were quite a bit larger than we usually teach here in Mauritius. I think it was more than 50. I don't know whether today we still have this number of students, but yes, I know that as a teacher in Nigeria, it's very challenging, but I am sure that many of the colleagues there are doing a very good job in the education field and so on. So it was more of an inter-school project, right? We had students from Mauritius, and I think there was from Guarimpa in Nigeria. We had also school in Senegal and Mozambique. So that was a very laudable project that was done at that time. Unfortunately, it was most of a pilot project, but at that time we were like a bit futuristic and thinking why this type of international cooperation, collaboration between schools could be something very interesting. So coming to today's topic, as a teacher, it's important for us not only to impart the knowledge in the classroom about a particular subject area. I'm myself a chemistry teacher, but it's also important to infuse value-based teaching in the classroom. And one thing that we have to share with the student, that if we don't have a healthy mind, right? So there is no point of just having to pursue anything else that is physical if we don't have this this grip on our mind. So I'm going to share my screen with all of you. Let's see. Is that okay? Does it, Lakshi?
It's good.
It's good, okay.
Yes.
So our topic today is the healthy mind. So the saying goes, having a healthy mind is just as important as having a healthy body. Now, why is it that the discussion of the teaching of values or of the healthy mind is a bit tricky in the classroom, right? Now, as human beings, we are mostly extrovert. We only perceive things that we can see and we can touch. That is related to the senses. But the mind is something that is more or less the inner self, right? When I'm talking about the inner healthy mind, right? The mind is more of an invisible faculty, right? And it requires, we can't use the outer mirror to look at the mind. We need to use the inner mirror, right? So first thing, to be able to understand, to visualize the mind is to try to be inspired. How do we deal with our body, right? So first of all, we are going to talk about the healthy body, our own self, right? So we take care of our body every day, and we try our best to be knowledgeable about what we should eat, how we should behave, what are the requirements for the different organs of the body to function correctly. So what are the signs of a healthy body, right? Before we proceed to the stage of understanding our mind. Let's look our body, because the body is more of the visible self that we can visualize. So first of all, for a healthy body, we are aware that the bodily organs are functioning in harmony, right? We are aware that we can feel that there is an absence of pain whenever we are ordering the different organs of the body to act. They are acting accordingly, right? They are functioning as it should be. And one of the signs that the body is healthy is that we have a general sense of well-being and happiness, right? We feel well, we feel good, we feel happy, we feel content. So these are signs of a healthy body. And other thing that which is related to the healthy body is that of a consumption of a healthy diet, right? We make the maximum to understand and to know what should be consumed in the morning, at lunch, and dinner, right? So this is about the healthy body. We are very much knowledgeable about the healthy body. And how does the body respond to something that is incorrect, that is not good? So the body is going to respond through what we call an alarm system. And the first alarm system that we have is pain. So we have pain, right, at the location where the organ is not functioning as it should be. We can have insomnia. And then ultimately, if we don't take care of it, it is going to end through a disease, right? Okay. Now, we'll come back to the topic of today is about the healthy mind. So how do we characterize the healthy mind? So the first thing that we need to know is that the mind is the creator of thoughts. It is one of the most powerful organ of the body. If we can say the most powerful, because it is through the mind that the other organs are going to follow. Just like if you think that you are hungry, you need to think about it first, and then it is going to give the signal to the stomach through the release of hormones and everything. So the important part here is that first we have thoughts. So thoughts are generated through the mind. So we need to take care of our mind, of our thought, most importantly than to take care of our body. I'm not saying that we shouldn't take care of our body, but the caring of our mind is equally important, if not more important. So we need to reflect first that the first thing is that we think first. We think, then it comes through words. You can speak about it. and then we do it. Right? So thoughts come first, then we have words, then we have actions. There's no one on this earth can say that I have acted first and then I thought about that. That's not possible, right? So thoughts are very important. Now, just like the mind, for the body, we need a healthy diet. So we need to think about what is the healthy diet of the mind. So in today's session, because it's going to be a very short session, I'm just going to share with you, and we'll have some minutes of meditation, a relaxation, if we can say, episode of how we are going to visualize our mind. So first thing that I'm going to share with all the viewers here is that just like in the morning, we need to have a very healthy diet, light diet. So in the same way, every morning, we need to have a thought for today, a pure positive thought. So as a teacher, I used to do that in the classroom, right? So I'm going to share with you a website. You can take note of that. It is the innerspace.org.uk website, whereby every day you have something positive with respect to values that is posted over there. So just like for our body, we need to consume something healthy for the body. So the mind also needs a powerful, a pure thought, an energizing thought every day to keep it strong, right? So it's very good to have this, to read something very pleasant, very powerful every day and to apply it. Like for today is the 12th August. So the thought for today is mood follows thoughts. Actually, it's just very applicable to whatever we are talking today. So where your thoughts flow, your moods follows, right? So are we aware of our mood? And what we see here is that if somebody is in a bad mood, so you need to either steer away from the negative thought, right? And secondly, to think happy thoughts, right? So what we'll do now is that I'm just going to conduct a 2 minutes relaxation or meditation session with you. And during this this meditation session, we are going to relax ourselves and to look into our inner self, right? So we are going to sit down in a very relaxed way. You can have your hands like flip like that, and you just put it down and just have yourself very relaxed, right? You can have a light music if it's possible with the background. So each one of you sit relaxed in a chair. You can have your eyes closed or partly opened, right? So we are going to go into a journey of observing our own self. So I'm going to have a very light respiration. Inhale, exhale, very slowly and very deeply. And then I'm going to observe my mind deep inside my brain, I see myself as the spirit, as the energy inside the body. Now, I'm just going to observe my thoughts. Let the thoughts flow in front of me. I'm just observing my thoughts. There may be thoughts of happiness. There may be thoughts that are of the past. There may be thoughts that are waste. I just let them go and flow. And then, for today, I'm just going to wish myself lots of happiness for today. I am attracting all the happiness around me. I decide to be happy. I choose to be peaceful. I love to have a kind heart. And I trust that my mind will cooperate with me, will walk hand in hand with me, so that I maintain this spirit of contentment throughout the day. And as a flower, I'm going to share this fragrance to all people around me. May everyone be blessed. Now I open my eyes very slowly, very calmly. I am peace. Thank you very much. So actually that was a very short exercise that can be repeated every day. It's going to be the breakfast of the healthy mind. So that's, I think, for the session that I have done. So over to you, Lakshi, for the program.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohan. You just shifted our mind to just another dimension. I hope all the participants here have benefited from this exercise and they would love to practice this every day. Now, I will hand over to Vikram, who would like to share something with us before we have a small. So, point here, Vikram.
Yes. Yes, hello everyone. Yeah, before we think we have some, I think some 22 participants with us, and because we did have, people just start to come in, and we didn't have time to really introduce ourselves. So I was thinking like a way to introduce ourselves is to write our name and organization and country in the chat box, and just send it in the chat box. So if everyone can do this, let's do it right now. So at least we know the audience and we know our friends who are in the same Zoom meeting. Yes, so let's start it.
Good morning. How are you? The chat box is already disabled. We will not be able to send any messages. So yeah, unless they remove it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess we can play the clip and
Yeah,
people
okay.
can continue to type
Yeah, sure.
the introduction in the meanwhile so that we can save time.
I'll just play the United Nations message on this occasion of Youth Day. So let's hear the message from the Secretary General.
Today we celebrate International Youth Day and the power of partnerships across generations. This year's theme, Intergenerational Solidarity, Creating a World for All Ages, reminds us of a basic truth. We need people of all ages, young and old alike, to join forces to build a better world for all. Too often, ageism, bias and discrimination prevent this essential collaboration. When young people are shut out of the decisions being made about their lives, or when older people are denied a chance to be heard, we all lose. Solidarity and collaboration are more essential than ever as our world faces a series of challenges that threaten our collective future. From COVID-19 to climate change, to conflicts, poverty, inequality and discrimination, we need all hands on deck to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and build the better, more peaceful future we all seek. We need to support young people with massive investments in education and skills building, including through next month's Transforming Education Summit. We also need to support gender equality and expanded opportunities for young people to participate in civic and political life. It's not enough to listen to young people. We need to integrate them into decision-making mechanisms at the local, national, and international levels. This is at the heart of our proposal to establish a new youth office at the United Nations. And we need to ensure that all the generations have access to social protection and opportunities to give back to their communities and share the decades of lived experience they have accumulated. On this important day, let's join hands across generations to break down barriers and work as one to achieve a more equitable, just, and inclusive world for all people.
Yes, thank you for your time. I still didn't find, I think only one person wrote.
Yes. So they can continue to write while others will be talking.
Okay,
Since
so
we don't have much time left, so we will allow.
So maybe I
Just
can play another clip just to allow them to have a stretch, or you want to continue straight?
So I will let Ede.
Ede, yeah, Ede.
Yes, I will let Ede to advise us what will be the best.
There's no problem. Go on, go on, go on. Go on, play the second clip.
Okay, 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 yes, it's very done.
If you want to start to feel happy, it starts with you wanting to feel happy. We like to sit and dwell. We like to sit in our own sadness. Make sure you're spending time every single day, whether it's 15, 20 minutes, whether it's an hour, 2 hours. Take time to allow your mind separation from the stresses of your day. If you expect to fail, you will fail. On the other hand, if you expect to win, you will win. And he's right, because doctors and psychologists, both alike, they agree that worrying actually does shorten your life, and it does damage your body. We need to clear our thinking before we go to sleep. We're talking about a book that Norman Vincent Peale wrote, The Power of Positive Thinking. Let's kick this off with golden nugget number 1, creating your own inner happiness. That you are responsible for your own happiness. Because unhappiness is usually the byproduct of you thinking sad thoughts, you having these negative feelings, you having resentment towards others, and just having an overall crappy outlook on life. So if you think those things, what do you think is going to happen? You have to force yourself to not think those negative thoughts. Peale says we have to get into the happiness habit by thinking upbeat, cheery thoughts throughout the day. We like to sit and dwell. We like to sit in our own sadness. I don't like to do that, but I just know that sometimes my brain forces me to do that, and I don't know why. So I have to force myself to not do that. I have to put on upbeat music. I have to go do something productive. I have to get in the gym. I have to go hang around friends that are gonna make me laugh. And it's tough. At first, it doesn't feel right. It feels like you're forcing it because you are forcing it. But eventually, it starts to make you feel better. There are miracles happening all around you. There is beauty all around you. Open your eyes and look. Can you see the sun shining? Great. Can you hear the birds chirping? Great. Can you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin? Awesome. There's simple beauties all around us. If you want to start to feel happy, it starts with you wanting to feel happy. So short circuit those negative thoughts. And when you start to feel bad, when you start to find yourself gossiping, feeling guilty, feeling angry, feeling whatever it is you're feeling that's negative, turn that around. Force yourself to think positively, do positive things. And while it doesn't feel right at first, keep going. You're on the right path. Golden nugget number 2, the antidote to anxiety. Is that people waste a lot of their time, a lot of their energy fuming and fretting about things that they cannot control. Go back to Covey's principle. Circle of concern, circle of influence. Focus only on those things in the circle of influence. Everything else in the circle of concern, you can't control. You can't affect that. So move on. Don't allow your mind to just spend time in that space. You're wasting your mind's energy. So as part of this antidote to anxiety, Peale says that we need to slow down to relieve our anxiety and to attain peace. and he suggests meditation. He suggests that we devote at least 15 minutes daily to calming and relaxing ourselves by thinking peaceful thoughts, or not thinking anything at all. So something he shares in the book is to help get rid of the tendency to worry and get angry, we need to relax and spend a few minutes thinking about beautiful, peaceful settings, hearing the birds chirping, feeling the sun on our face, all these things that I was talking about before, where it's just a matter of you actually thinking that in your mind. Wherever you are, if you're at work, if you're in your house, it doesn't, or close your eyes and open your mind to maybe a place where you were on vacation before. And go there for 15 minutes. Smell the smells, feel what the sand feels like on your feet, feel yourself plunging into the ocean. So the antidote to anxiety, it's all about clearing your mind. However you choose to do that, make sure you're spending time every single day, whether it's 15, 20 minutes, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, if you're working out at the gym, whether you're doing yoga, whether you're going to cycling class, whatever, take time to allow your mind separation from the stresses of your day. Golden nugget number 3, expect the best. If you expect to fail, you will fail. On the other hand, if you expect to win, you will win. So, what seeds are you planting in your mind? Are you planting seeds of positivity or seeds of negativity? Guess what? Your life is going to give you back more of that. Are you planting seeds of, doubt and, I'm not going to make this work, or something bad is going to happen? If you're planting seeds of that, guess what you're going to get? More of that. Start focusing on the positive. Start focusing on how things can go right. And guess what? When things go wrong, say, there's a lesson in that for me. Because life doesn't happen to me, it happens for me. So everything that's happening is there to teach me a lesson. This isn't a setback, it's a set up. This thing that's really bad, it happened for a reason. I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to get better. Golden nugget number 4, worry not. And he's right, because doctors and psychologists, both alike, they agree that worrying actually does shorten your life, and it does damage your body. We need to clear our thinking before we go to sleep, and we need to imagine our worries flowing out of our body like water out of a glass. So don't think that my path is the right path. No. This path is good for me. I replaced worry with hope by putting together goals. I put together 3 goals: a financial related goal, a health related goal, and a profession related goal. Something that what I was going to do with my life. And back in the day when I was going through those stresses, I was worrying a lot. I was having a tough time sleeping. I was having chest pains. My heart was palpitating all the time. And I really just could not get, a high level of satisfaction in life. And, if you were saying on a scale of 1 to 8, Ryan, again, 9s and 10s are reserved for very special times in our lives that seldom happen. I was sitting at a 4 consistently, where I would wake up and I'd all of a sudden feel the stresses of the day. I would pass between 3 and 4 all the time. So what I did was to replace that worry, that anxiety, that fear, I built myself a plan that gave me hope. Goals that gave me hope. Something that got me excited. Something that I wanted to work towards. Something I wanted to achieve because I knew that if I did, it would get me out of this mess and my life would be better as a result. Golden nugget number 5, problem solving. I had problems that I needed solutions to. I had desires, I had wants, I had dreams, I had goals that I needed a solution to. The crap show was a solution. Create Your 8 was a solution. But what I did need to do was take myself out of the busyness of the day, allow my mind to sort of free up and look for inspiration all around me.
All right. I want to sincerely appreciate our partners. It's quite interesting. We have, I believe, participants have learned so much. Different dignitaries are here, okay? And these are people I respect so much because of the impact they have on young people in their world. Some of them, I'm privileged to meet them one-on-one, whereas some of them have not been privileged to meet them. So in our midst, I would like to just call some of the leaders here to talk to us at least. We use some people will use 5 minutes, some people will use 2 minutes, some people will use 1 minute. It's not the number of words. There's a proverb that says that if you have done so much, you don't need to talk. Your work will speak for you. And so permit me to stand on the existing protocol to welcome CSP Ebera Marizu, the National Coordinator of POCACOF. POCACOF stands for Police Campaign Against Cultism and Other Vices. So he has been leading this campaign within Nigeria and beyond. So, sir, can we hear briefly from you? Then others will probably talk to us. CSP, sir.
Yeah, very quickly. Good morning. Is it good morning? Yeah. Good morning to you, people and all people connected to this particular program. Are you with me?
Yes, we are. Go on.
Okay. Yeah. Just like you rightly pointed out, my name is CSP. That's Chief Superintendent of Police. Ebere Marizu. I am the National Coordinator of Police Campaign Against Cultism and Other Vices, which in a short form is known as POCACOF. POCACOF is an MPF community policing initiative and public relations tool of the Nigerian Police Force, working with different stakeholders and multi-agencies and galvanizing their support, as well as enhancing participation towards problem solving for a safe, peaceful, and secured communities. It is a community-driven program, involving everyone. It's just like if you look at the theme of this year's World or International Youth Day celebration, where we have intergenerational solidarity, creating a world for all ages. So we are working with all ages. We are working with all stakeholders and all that. That's why if you look at the slogan of POCACOF, we say it's all about you. So it's anchored on the philosophy that every person matters. And we have to jointly lubricate the solidarity to make sure that our society or the world remains a better place for all ages. Yeah, we are talking about youth. This is because today is their day. I may not bother myself because I know we have very many speakers there. I may not bother myself to go into the full definition of who the youths are. Of course, we should assume that we know the audience that's we are talking about, both from the ones from the Nigerian context, the international context, and the African context, the African Charter, the definition about the youth and all that. Then what we're trying to do, what we're trying to say that we have to raise the awareness, we have to lubricate the solidarity, which will create a platform of value reorientation, self-discovery for strategic leadership direction of all youths. We should be able to look at the importance of the youth populace, and of course, be able to know how to engage them in order to make do with the potentials in them. They've got a lot of potentials. They are innovative, they are industrious, and they are energetic. These are the things you find around the youth. And what do we need to do? We need to just create this platform, run a kind of a platform that we promote all inclusiveness. and redirects them towards positivism. Maybe he's not in the industry. He might be in entertainment. He might be in culture. He might be in agriculture. He might be in science. He might be in other discoveries. These are the things you find an area. But unfortunately, we've not been able to harness this abundant talents in our youth. And of course, we've not been able, it has not been articulated. And we also call, as we celebrate this, that we use this opportunity to call for articulation, of factors and building up of framework that will encourage youth value orientation so that they can be, well harnessed for us to be able to achieve all the goals, all the SDG goals from 1 to 17 before or within the limitation of 2030. Like if you begin to look at it, we say, okay, what place, where is the youth? What are their places? Can we get them? Can we say that we have achieved with what we have in the youth? Because they matter a lot. In politics, are they there? What are they following in decision? Are they part of the decision making? Because most of the decisions that will be made will also they will also be part of it. They kind of it will be used on them too. So they are supposed to also be there. That's why when we run all inclusiveness, that's why we are talking. That's why I look at the theme of this year's Youth Day celebration. That's solidarity, a kind of intergenerational solidarity, creating a world for all ages. So we have to capture this and ensure that the youth are well repositioned materially, one, logistically, physically, and educationally, and morally. We have to look at them and provide adult guidance for our youth to thrive. Like we in POCACOV, what we do, like there's a program ongoing now. It is called Our Youth Must Thrive. Our children must thrive. Our children or youth must thrive when we are able to lubricate this solidarity, this intergenerational solidarity, thereby creating a world for all ages. When we're able to kind of to articulate them into the framework of whatever thing we are doing, about to do, and we do. So they must be part of this and be able to play their immense role. So we must have to harness their energy. We must have to help them channel their energy to areas, that will be productive to the environment, the areas that will be productive to themselves and all that. And they are willing and ready to do that because almost the youth are innovative. Like I said earlier on, they are industrious, they are very energetic, and they constitute the larger workforce of any given society. So they're supposed to be given a place and all that. And when that one is done, then we begin to have a greater society. Having said that, I wish to, on behalf of the police campaign against cultism and other vices stakeholders, the ambassadors, and of course the UNA, the Nigerian Police Force, we wish all youths globally a happy and prosperous, successful, innovative, and of course, how do I put it again? You are there, Youth Day celebration, and they should be part of what we are doing in POCACOV to make them thrive. They must thrive, whether we like it or not, because from the youth, they are very, very important. They will navigate to become the adults. You cannot become an adult without your youth experience. So, and the youth experience will form part of the stories you are going to tell when you are adults. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, CSP, the man with heavy influence, the man that both government, public and private organizations have affirmed their trust in him because of his impact and his selfless service to Nigerians and Africans. We appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Let's hear from Andy Akpotiv, the special assistant to the governor of Delta State on youth matters. Andy, can you talk to us briefly?
Good morning.
Hello? Yeah. Andy, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Okay, go on.
Yes, so
can
I'm
you
not
share your video?
yes, so I'm not the can you hear me? So I'm not the special assistant. I'm not the special assistant to the Delta State government, right? But I'm just going to quickly share my own thoughts.
Okay, go on.
Very fantastic work we are doing. I can only say that nothing great can be achieved without some measure of solidarity. So across the world, even at the beginning of creation, we saw how that solidarity was what birthed what is humanity today, what we have come to see as the new order today. Can you hear me?
Andy, can you do us a favor?
Okay.
Yes, just introduction so that people will know you.
Yes. So my name is Andy Akpotiv. I'm an author. I'm a social reformer. And plenty other things. I'm sure that you can see if you just quickly Googled or just did www.andyakpotive.com on my website. But if I would want to do the thorough introduction, for instance, I would eat into the time that I ordinarily should use to do this presentation. So you can just check me out on LinkedIn, check me out on YouTube, on websites, and you're going to find everything else that I represent. Okay, so I was saying that essentially solidarity, which is the main thrust of this conference that we're having, is necessary to advance humanity, to move the frontiers, of humanity to the next level. If you're looking at IT, if you're looking at medicine, where I play, if you're looking at the other sectors in life, politics, you would see that nothing great can be done without solidarity. And I was just explaining that, the biggest solidarity that we see demonstrated, we saw in Genesis. I'm sure that if you of us here are Christians, even though maybe not all of us, how that the Bible spoke to the fact that God said, let us make man. God, a God who has got capacity to do, a God who began the beginning, who started creation, said, let us make man. That is the biggest demonstration of solidarity for me, right? And so we saw how that for that solidarity, the course of humanity has changed. The trigger, the seed for all that we are seeing today, the seed for the best of cars, the seed for the airplanes that we see, the seed for all the advancements you see in medicine, in military, the seed was sown the day God said, let us make man, And so I am charging every one of us as youth across the world, as people who are participating in this conference, that nothing great, nothing that is that can indeed be sustained within time and in time would come out of a venture that is not birthed by solidarity. We have to, as a people, speak one to another communicate one with another, and interact, fellowship, in order for us to be able to produce the best that is possible in us. Therefore, there is no better time than now to be treating on a topic that is etched on the concept solidarity. We all need to come together in solidarity. Africans and Asians, we all need to come together in solidarity. Americans, Europeans, and Africans, in order for humanity to become better. Thank you so much. I yield my mic.
Much. Thank you. Avis, Honorable Avis, can you talk to us briefly? He has a appointment at the embassy to catch up with. So let's hear from you, Sam. Honorable Avis. Please, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can.
Okay, this was great pleasure to be celebrating this day with young Africans and
please, can you introduce yourself, please?
Okay, my name is Elvis Akodi. I'm the privileged executive director, not so young today immediately. I'm a social developer. I'm an FA Youth Development to the governor of Delta State. And I'm still discovering myself. So I've heard what other people have said, and it's really been an inspiring moment. Quite unfortunate that I've been kind of distracted, but I'm going on with something. I won't talk much, but I just want to reflect on the theme of this year that talks about solidarity, generational solidarity. I think without solidarity, we can't make it. So let's come together and do the right thing for a better Africa. Thank you. I need to run along.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Can we hear from Ogamaka? Ogamaka is a leader I respect so much that's based in UK. Don't know if she's free to talk to us.
Good afternoon, everyone. I thank you for Ede for inviting me to this event. The information has been very useful and very important. Sorry, I have an issue with my video, so I won't be able to come on the video. So apologies for that. One of the things that I have done by way of, my name is Adeze Ogamaka Akigwe. I'm based in London, and I have had an organization called Afrohistoricals for over 20 years, teaching people, in particular, people of African descent, the history of the world from an African perspective. And one of these main points that have come out of the years of exposure, of talking with people and interacting with people, is that for people to have a strong mental mindset, positive mindset, they really need to have pride of self from within. When people have pride of self from within, they will overperform with whatever environment they're in. Today, many of our youth suffer inferiority complex. And the inferiority complexes that they suffer result in adverse behavior. Now, it's interesting that people have been referring to the stories of the Bible in terms of group or coming together or unity, when Africans were unified in building very big towers, God actually came down and destroyed that. So Africans is my particular emphasis is on African mindset, changing the mindsets of our youth to believe in themselves and to have pride in themselves. And in order to do that, they need to educate themselves on their true history and not the history that was set during colonial period. There's a lot of issues that have come out of that education, and we have seen that manifest over the decades in Africa as a whole, where we have mass desire for people to leave and vacate their countries of origin for a better life abroad. Unfortunately, many people don't find their way to their final destination because they become victims of predators that are preying on the youth who have big dreams and big desires to succeed in a country that is outside of Africa. So the first thing and the most important thing for the message I have today for our youth is to believe in yourself. You have been endowed with the most refined and the most ingenious skills that you have inherited from your ancestors. So take use of it, educate yourself, be positive about yourself, and lose that inferiority complex that has been developed over time due to the educational system that we currently have to tolerate. So that is my main message. You can find out more information about how to become more African-centered and to believe in yourself in order to achieve great things at umojapp.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that wonderful piece. You have been a great inspiration, and it's an honor to have you in this Zoom conference. I would like to, let's hear from Comrade Ogbonna Chiwendo. Let's hear from him briefly. He's among our partner. I think he knows how to manage time. So, Comrade, let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you very much. I most sincerely appreciate the organizer of this very gathering. It's always a nice time, Africans coming together like this. I won't be saying much today because
please, can you introduce yourself? Introduction, please, so that people will know you.
Okay, sorry. Comrade Ogbonna Chiwendo Emmanuel, the national president of National Association of Nigerian Comrades. As I said before, our leaders has actually said it all to a greater, they've said a lot. Let me just chip in this because we are looking at how we can get our the African of our dream As I will always tell people, nobody is coming from anywhere to build Africa for us. Africa must build Africa. Africa must develop Africa. And until we come to understand this, that nobody from any area that is coming to build Africa for us. And since we've known this, okay, let me just put it this very way. Check from our colonial era, check both your country and other part of the country that you've heard of. If you look very deeply, you know we're not really progressing the way we should be progressing. Rather, they are taking the things that is in our land to another land to develop their own land. These are areas, things that we really need to look into as Africans. I think the best thing we need to do is to reassemble all the association, all the youth activists, all the crusaders all over African continent, to bring everybody together to form a common front on how to restore the glory of Africa. And we can only do this when we will not have a single voice. African is too blessed for us to be underdeveloped countries. We have everything. We are humanly endowed. We have the natural resources. We have everything. To me, today should be a day that we should reawaken the spirit of our ancestors, the spirit of the youth, bring them truly into what is going on in the country, in African continent. When you have a sound mind, you have a direction, you'll be able to get something very meaningful.
Hello, are you still there with us?
Maybe his network is disturbing. He's still there.
Okay, let's hear from we have many dignitaries here. Many. Queen, are you still with us?
I'm here.
Okay, Queen, can you talk to us? Let's hear from you.
Okay, happy International Youth Day. Quite excited to be here. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a beauty queen, I'm a model, and of course, I'm also a medical student. Basically, I'm going to be talking about intergenerational solidarity, its positive influence on mental health. So I'm just going to focus on the youth. And of course, we know what intergenerational solidarity is. One of the major reasons why I want to focus on this.
Hello, Queen. Can we get your name and the office you occupy, please? Because this conference is documented.
Okay, my name is Queen Precious. My name is Queen Precious James. I'm the current face of Akwa Ibom, Nigeria. Okay, one of the reasons why I choose this particular topic to talk on is because mental disorder, mental health is one of the major big projects I'm currently working on. And in this part of the world where mental health issue, depression and suicide, it's excessively increasing every day. So it needs to be tackled. So if there are ways to fight and tackle mental health and depression, I'm 100% up for it. Now, intergenerational is just about family togetherness, your support you give to each other from generations to generation. The positive youth mental health. Now we're not looking at what mental health is. Mental health here includes our emotional, psychological well-being of an individual, the way you act, the way you feel, and the way you respond to certain life situations. So we all know that a family that stays together, work together, they always have this positive family that stays together and work together. There is always a positive growth in the entire lineage or each of the family members. And also, an adult, for any adult to succeed in life, or an African youth or youth itself, there need to be
Right. So, Queen, I think Queen is having a technical challenge and maybe network problem. Okay, so the emeritus president of NANC is here. So, Comrade Osubu Williams, can you greet the house and give a goodwill message? And then we can begin to call other leaders to equally give their goodwill messages.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can, go on.
Thank you very much. Distinguished leader, I appreciate you. Thank you for this great privilege. And I want to say happy International Youth Day to the great African youth. My name is Comrade Osubu Williams. Yeah. And the former president of the National Association of Nigerian Comrades. I want to appreciate the organizers of this great event. It has been quite inspiring, so much to learn. And I commend the AYDC, the leadership of Honorable Ede. I want to also charge them to continue the good work they are doing, and also all the partners who have ensured that this program is quite a success today. I want you to know that we all appreciate you. And on a quick one, now that we are talking about intergenerational solidarity, when I come in, I joined the conference. I saw Brother Eugene, and I wish he's still here. I would have wished to say something, and then I will have to say, while I commend the AYDC for partnering with a whole lot of persons to ensure that this event is a huge success, I also wish to charge them to know that there is a whole lot to do. Yeah, if we're talking about intergenerational solidarity, I think if we make Africa our focus, we should be able to know that we have a lot of work to do to be able to achieve that in Africa as it is now. How do we talk about intergenerational solidarity when the gap between the poor and the rich in Africa is so wide that even the blind can see it, if I should use the word see, or even feel it. Everyone could say it. The gap, the gap between the leaders and those they are leading is quite obvious. I don't know why this is a way the election, this Kenya election that is ongoing, the Electoral Commission in Kenya said that about more than 45% of its registered voters did not vote. More than 45% of their registered voters did not vote. And a huge number of these 45% registered voters who were supposed to vote that did not vote are young people. And since then, that was why I said I wish Brother Pigeon was here. It has been it has been a concern to me personally. How can that number of young people refuse to go and vote? I couldn't say about Kenya. In Nigeria, young people are losing the interest, the system, and in everything. It is all over Africa. And while we are talking about this generational solidarity, if we, in this present generation, should look at solidifying what the previous generation has done, and to talk about what we can hand over to the coming generation, we should be able to see how we can solidify ourselves, how we can bring on board everyone, all that matters. And IYDC stands in the, I should say, stands in the gap to be able to do that. As an APES, I should use, I say APES, African Youth Body, should be able to bring African youth together. In fact, having a conference of this magnitude in this platform today should be, more than the figure we see, but then we can't force people. But I think AYDC has a lot to do. If at all we will have something to hand over to a coming generation, we have a lot of work to do. The gap is so huge that we can't begin to imagine it. I was telling Brother Pigeon, and I said, Emmanuel Macron of France became president of France at 39. Tell me any country in Africa where a 39-year-old young man can become a governor, either whether you call it state or province or county, can become a county governor or province governor or state governor in the present day Africa. Which country? To talk of becoming a president. And that is where you see a generation that does not empower its young people. What will the present young people have to empower to the next generation? So, cutting it short, please, I want to charge the leadership of AYDC to know that there is a whole lot more to do in Africa. In different countries, we can go on to mention it. We can go on to talk about different countries in Africa, but that's not why we are here today. Let all we have learned propel AYDC to put it more. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, Comrade Suji Williams. He has a vocal power. If we left for him, we may never end this conference. So let's hear from Sir Obasi. So let's hear from him and learn from his goodwill message. Let's hear a goodwill message from him because he has so much to say.
Youth, hello, my fellow youth.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, my fellow youth.
Yes, you can go ahead. I think Eja has some issues.
You can go ahead. We can hear you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, you are hearing me. Okay, my name is Pastor Sabino Chinayeze, a comrade. I want to thank the organizer of this forum. It is a pleasure being here with you guys, and I'm happy Happy International Youth Day to all. I'm the current president of ESUT Alumni Association, Enugu here, and Hospitality Unit, Enugu Winners Chapel, and also a manager in an insurance firm. I want to give my goodwill message to every one of us here that is a youth. I know we believe strongly that youth are the leaders of tomorrow. But I want to assure you guys that all these things is not a male saying. It is time for us to take back what belongs to us. When I graduated 2010 after my youth service, everybody was, running out outside Nigeria, which I also had the opportunity to run away. But I refused to go out. Not because I have much thing to offer, but I know this is our land. You can't run away from what belongs to you. You stand firm and develop your country. My uncle there, my auntie there, all of them were saying, come out, Nigeria is no longer there, this one. I said, no. And I stay till today. If most of us can stand on their ground, a lot of things will be changed in our country. But what we do, we the youth of these days, we give up easily. You don't give up. I pray that you get the spirit of positivity, spirit that will make you to stand firm in whatever you are doing. That is the spirit you need. You spirit of independent, giving up easily, spirit of not taking responsibilities. As a youth, African youth generally, we are running to ask America, Europe, and Asia to develop the country. When you go there, you see that the Africans are the medical doctor that is known there, the cardiologist that is known, the plastic surgeon that is known. They are coming from Africa. Why not us stay in Africa and develop our country? We will say that our leaders have made mistakes. It's only us that can take it by ourselves. If you cannot do it by yourself, nobody will help you. So I want to urge my fellow youth today to go back to the drawing board and take what belongs to you. I like what Comrade Osuji said. He was speaking about a youth at 9 years person being a president. You have not seen such a thing in Africa. It's because you have left what you're supposed to be doing and be doing another thing. Even in a family, as a father or as a mother, when you left what you're supposed to be doing and be doing another, the children will take over the whole place and begin to do some things that you don't know. So, and the way you as a youth in your house, you are thinking, your parents will always assume that you are still a baby because they are the one that gave birth to you. But when you begin to show that responsibility, show that you have grown up, they will give you charge. You begin to take charge and begin to do well. That is what I want to tell our fellow youth. Let us take charge. Let us take charge. Let's forget all these things we are doing that is distracting us. Somebody will come and flag you with a small pieces of money. You begin to follow the person like somebody who doesn't have something in mind. But when somebody shows you, you begin to tell the person that this is what I want to do. They will leave you to develop your own way of life. And at the end, everybody will be clapping for you. That is the only way the youth will progress. But if it's in this manner that when you want to develop a template, somebody will want to distract you with a little coins, you leave it and go. It will be there waiting for you. I don't know whether most of you will hear me. But whatever that is there, that you know that you cannot avoid, you can never avoid it. It's better you take it on time. Whatever you know that you have to do, it's better you start it on time. So that by the time everywhere will get dark, you'll be able to surmount the distance and be able to continue to move forward. Please, I want to thank. I like this platform. I know that it will be created again so that we'll be able to have this conference once again. I pray that the Almighty God will help the youth of Africa to come back, even those ones that is in Europe, they will come back and develop their countries. That is my word. You don't run away from what belongs to you because of you think you don't have power to get it. We the youth now, we are, according to the statistics, we are 65% in every population of every country. So check it. 65 over 100. Don't we have the power to take over what belongs to us? Let us come out and begin to develop. We have God have given us a very good wisdom. God endowed us with wisdom. Let us make use of it. Develop our country. Let us not run away from our country. Let us not shy away from responsibilities. That is one of the things that your parents will know that you have grown. Some of us, when they say this, they will just run away. Your parents will know you are still a baby. And that is what is happening to this our country, to other countries of Africa. That when they look at you, you see a 65 years old person governing the whole country, the 95 years old person, 80 years govern. Why the youth? As you are in your peak now, there is nothing that you lay your hand to do that you not do very well. There is nothing. Everything that you lay your hand, you said you determined to do this, and there is no way you will not do it well. Look back and see how you have done things very well in most of your activities. You notice that anyone that you dedicated your time, your ability, everything it will come out perfectly. Look at it. That is why you can stand that you know that you can become somebody on your own without much help from other people. Be independent and be self-reliant. You are going to make it. May God bless every one of you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. And God bless you.
Hello. Is Ada here?
I think we lost him.
Yes, he lose connection.
Yeah.
So, can we raise hands? How many people more will be talking? Who are the invited speakers? Or else we will try to sum up around here. All right. Taiwo.
We have Taiwo.
Taiwo. So please do your speech. Let's be brief. All right, the floor is yours. Let's be brief.
Welcome.
Taiwo, you can speak. Yes, you can unmute.
Can you hear him?
Yes, we can hear you. Sorry, you're muted. You're muted.
Let him unmute.
Is Taiwo ready, or we take another person?
I think we have Chief Magistrate.
All right, let's give the floor to Chief Magistrate.
Yeah. Okay.
Then once Taiwo is ready, we will take him.
Yes, Chief, welcome.
Oh, sorry. This is still Queen Precious. I was partnering with network issue on my other phone, so I had to use my dad's phone to continue from where I stopped. So basically, hi. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, I was talking about intergenerational solidarity, positive influence on mental health of the youth. And then, of course, I discussed about, I defined intergenerational solidarity, and then the mental health. The mental health has to do with the psychological. It affects the way we think, the way we feel, and of course the way we react to certain life situations. But one thing is certain, when family relationships are stable, and of course when there's support from each family member, a person who suffers from mental health issue or mental health disorder will be a lot of responses to treatment, a lot of responses to companionship, emotional support, and of course, economic support, which will have a positive impact on the person who is suffering with mental health problems. And we all know that adults, young adults, the youth, they need emotional skills to succeed in life. When I talk about emotional skills, I'm talking about their attitude-wise, their behaviors, and of course, their strategies. All of these are actually required for them to live a productive life. And these skills I mentioned, they are the types of skills that and experiences that an elderly adult in an elderly generation they have in abundance due to the fact that they've lived long and they've experienced it. Skills like critical thinking, skills like problem solving, and of course, if a younger person have the tendency or the criteria to always solve each other problems whenever he's faced with one, if the person is open to a lot of positivity from his family members, because when we discuss about intergenerational solidarity, we're talking about the union, the familism, the togetherness, and of course, the closeness between each generational line. So if the family is positive enough to impact positive values, positive cultures to each youth, to each family members, we could also say that that positive values extended to each family member to be the continual process. So even when they are being faced with life difficulties, when they are being faced with tough experiences, they will always have a way to pass through or face the problem. Now, intergenerational solidarity has a lot of positive effects on the youth as via their mental health, because a person who is being positively cultured by his family members, there are some negative vices he or she wouldn't want to indulge in. Vices like substance abuse, vices like drugs, vices like rape, because he or she knows that the family harm coming from, they don't indulge in this and they're going to speak against it. Even if that particular youth or the person is being faced with any mental health issue, the person will always have someone to talk to. That the same family togetherness is important, because when you have opportunity to have someone who listens to you, someone who helps you, someone who is there for you, someone who reads with you, of course, you know that that's a plus when it comes to emotional stability. So when we are talking about intergenerational solidarity on the mental health, it has a whole lot of positive effects. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
So this can also be studied in school based on the mind, the health. Like when we talk about holistic education is basically educating the mind, the spirit, and the body. So a person whose mind is stable, a person who knows that fine, where I'm coming from, we are being loved. We show love. We grow without degrading anyone. The person will have a fulfilling life, even outside the family. So that's one of the reasons why I brought mental health and linking it to intergenerational stability. And right here, not only here with me, I invited one of my queens in person, Queen Okechi. She's Miss Finest Queen Nigeria. And she and I were currently working on a PACE project as against fight. We're trying to fight against substance abuse. We're trying to fight against depression and suicide. So I don't know if she can briefly introduce herself and throw more light on the topic. So please, Kichi, can you just introduce yourself briefly?
Hello everyone, this is Queen Joy Ugochi Ede, Miss Finest Queen Nigeria. Well, all I can say is that the youth are the builders, and we should always keep a positive mind towards achieving the growth and development of our country, of our world, Nigeria. And most especially, we should try to be on our best conduct to the growth of this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Will I talk? Taiwo? Will you talk or will you wrap up? All right, you can speak. You're welcome. You're muted right now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
You're muted.
I don't know.
Can you hear me, please?
Yes, now.
May I know if you can hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh. Okay, the network has been so pathetic here. Yeah, all I could say is, with the situation of things, so it hasn't been easy. All I could just say is, we still have to, as a youth, we still have to remain ever courageous. And we must make sure our level of tenacity and commitment is still intact. Probably like you said, you say, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. Probably with dedication, steadfastness. Once we feel committed, sooner or later, we've got to get there. When you're looking at the way the things is going on in Nigeria, in Africa entirely, you just have to know a time is coming that the revolution is going to come, and we, the youths entirely, will take over. But if you are not getting there now, we are not getting started now, probably the time will not come. So the more we get involved in everything, in a positive change as regard Africa, the more we get involved, the more the revolution will take place. And before we know, come rain, come shine, soonest, so things is gonna change for us. So all I could just say is you should remain steadfastness. You should never be discouraged. Look like the situation of things, a lot of things are happening that it might sound probably that can discourage we youths from getting involved in a positive impact. But we still have to what? We still have to keep working stronger. So I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this nice sharing.
You're welcome.
Just before we close up, I will ask again whether we missed anyone, whether we missed any distinguished guest. No? I guess we are done. I will thank the organizers now. We thank the organizer and all the. I will thank the organizer and all the participants who are here for this wonderful time, all the speakers who gave their time, the precious moments. So, is Ede here? Is Ede here? Yes.
Yes, this is Idrissa Rizzo Camara from Sierra Leone. A
All right.
compatriot. Yeah, we are here again today as this is the International Youth Day. We are here celebrating, but it is good that we are celebrating, but the unfortunate part is that we are youth. Every year, that is the International Youth Day, we take our time to bring out positive concept in finding solutions towards our problem as youth. But the saddest part is, where are those solutions coming from? What are those solutions made of? What exactly our leaders in our various countries taking us into? If most of you are following the social media and international follow-up, you may to understand that Sierra Leone is in a crisis. You can see youth on the 10th of August, we are on the streets protesting for their rights, protesting for what exactly they believe they should be having as a youth, what exactly they can make an ends meet for a day. But all of a sudden, it is unfortunate, they cannot match what exactly they want to perform as a protest, a peaceful protest in Sierra Leone. But again, these same leaders in our countries, or in our own country, Sierra Leone to be specific, will urge some Saudi youth for them to go on the street, because in 2023, we emerged for an election. But these very same leaders who talk with this youth to go on the street to protest, whether it is a peaceful protest, whether it is not a peaceful protest, but just for them to go on the street protesting for their right. And we all know globally that every citizen has his or her own right to protest positively for what exactly they believe that is a change for their country. But in Africa, it is unfortunate. It is completely unfortunate for us, for our leaders to accept that we should have the right to protest peacefully. That is one of the greatest things that is showing us backward again, reforming or forming ourselves as a democratic state in every other African countries, of which we are not seeing any democratic play. You understand? But a lot of youth have innovative ideology. A lot of youth have creativity mindsets. A lot of youth have the idea of changing things in various communities they find themselves. But it is unfortunate they do not have the funding. But the people who hold on to those funding do not have the ideas, do not have the innovational thinking, do not have this capacity to build some sudden change for youth in Africa. But they still hold on to the power, they hold on to the funding. While I'm saying all of this, there is tears running my eyes because we lost majority youth in Sierra Leone on the 10th of August. A lot of young youth who are military personnel, police officers lost their life in Sierra Leone, all in the name of protesting for their rights. But everything was misguided by who? By our leaders. By our leaders. For them to engage and tell us what exactly we are supposed to do, or what they have planned, or they are planning to do for us as a citizen of our own country. They rather not engaging with us, but rather do what exactly they like to do. What is the change mark in every Africa or International Youth Day? What is the change mark? What is the change mark? What exactly are we impacting to ourselves in celebrating International Youth Day? What exactly the United Nations is doing that we have a sustainable International Youth Day celebration, or a substantial way of celebrating International Youth Day? I am indeed disappointed in celebrating International Youth Day today, because we are not making any mark in Sierra Leone as a youth. We are
Idris, Idris, sorry, I had a technical issue, but I'll put that in order. Comrade Idris, sorry, it's quite unfortunate that we lost our fellow youth in your country. By God's grace, we do our best as an organization, okay? Like I said, it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork. We do our best. So we have, I must appreciate all of us because the leaders here, some of you have spent 2 hours, some have spent 3 hours, some have spent 1 hour in this conference. And I can see people raising hand. Please.
Can I please make a submission and just a quick one?
Okay, just take 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Oh, 2 seconds is not that much, but let me see what I can do. I can manage the time actually. So what exactly I want to advise us as youth is to rebrand ourselves. Rebrand exactly where we come from, where exactly we want to make as a change maker. Believe in what exactly we are doing and stop listening to what exactly people tell us to do. Accept what exactly we have and what we want to transform for a better change. I best believe every youth will be sustained by those marks that they laid for themselves. I thank you, and I am Idrissa Dizokumar from AYDC. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Chief Magistrate Uwen, just 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
We had Chief already speaking. Chief already spoke.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I want to sincerely appreciate all of you for making yourself available to attend this wonderful conference to mark 2022 International Youth Day with the theme Intergenerational Solidarity through Holistic Education. I want to thank all our speakers. They are wonderful and they have imparted so much on us. I want to thank all our special guests, both the ones in diaspora and the ones within. It's a privilege. All of you, I know some of you personally, then I know some of you from distance. I know how busy today can be for all of us. But you have all deemed it necessary to honor this invitation. I don't take it lightly. I want to say a very big thank you because it shows African is important to you. Somebody said, no one is coming to build African for us. It is our duty to build African for ourselves. And how can we do it? Some of the speakers hammered on cooperation, the need for us to work together. And I want to at least make appeal that all the youth bodies that are here, you have power as individual organization, but I'm very, very sure that you'll be more effective when you join AYDC, African Youth Development Council. You have seen what we are doing. You have seen that we are willing to collaborate. We are willing to partner. We are willing to admit you into our organization so that we can plan whatsoever activity you want to carry out. You can plan it effectively. One thing is to say you want to do something. Another thing is to plan it and execute it very well. I want to thank our team from Mauritius. It's nice meeting you. It's nice working with you. You people are the best. And I look forward to a post-conference summit. I want to thank all of you. We are Africans and we are proud of ourselves. Be proud to be an African person. God didn't make any mistake creating us as Africans. The only thing is that whatsoever we admire in other continents, we can work hard to create it in Africa. Thank you all and happy International Youth Day. I love you all. I remember my humble self, Honorable Ede Elijah, President, African Youth Development Council. Thank you all. Bye.
Thank you, the capacity leader.
Thank you. Thank you.
We will end with a song.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make it brighter day. So let's start giving. It's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. Well, send them your heart, so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us by turning stone to bread, and so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the one to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's nowhere we can fall. Well, well, well. Oh, that a change can only come when we step.
Okay, now we're closing the meeting. Thank you, Elja. Thank you all for being here. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.